Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday night. It is my favorite day ever of the week because one, your transformation photos that you post, do you guys ever see the newsfeed and you're just like, freaking yes, dude. Like, this is so awesome to see and so powerful to see everyone's transformation. It's not always physical. But the fact that you guys do it is great. But what's even greater about that is how many of you are showing love on other coaches' posts. It helps their infinity, one, by clicking the love button and like commenting like 2 sentences on their comment helps their infinity with their post. So thank you for that. But also just your genuine comments are really cool to read. I was like blushing when I was getting genuine comments on my transformation post. I love that we do that each and every single Tuesday. So that has been really, really cool. Real fast, how many of you have been noticing Ring the Bell in our team page? Ring the Bell is this. Ring the Bell is when you help a challenger with a challenge pack, you will take a picture of them, post it in the team page and say, ring that bell. This is who I helped. This is how I helped them. This is why I'm excited to help them. Does anyone want to share Ring the Bell that they helped this week? It was fun for me. I was like, I can't wait to ring the bell. And that really helped me, encourage me with Success Club. Who rang the bell this week and who wants to share who they helped? Erica, love your hair, sister. Not everybody at once here. Ring the bell. Morgan Schaefer, you on? Okay, I'll go. I helped I helped a lot of people, but for ringing the bell, I would say I'm most excited about this mother-daughter duo. You guys, I got 2 referrals this week. If you could just simply go to people that you've helped already and just saying, hey, our spots aren't filled up yet. Do you know anyone who would want to do this with you? Ask for referrals. I got 2 this week, but this mother and daughter, the mom goes to our church. She was following me on Instagram. Didn't even know. I've talked to her one time. I didn't even know she knew my name. She reached out because of an Instagram stories post. And she said, hey, can you tell me some more things about your boot camp? Sent her a canned response. And she's like, I'm in and my daughter's in too. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool that you guys are going to be doing this together. So I'm really, really excited to help them. Anyone else ring the bell and you want to share a story of who you rang the bell with?
I can go. So mine was actually more of a gut check because I had a work friend of mine that I met at a training a couple of years ago message me and was like, hey, you should write a book and then I'll buy it. And in your book, you can talk about all of the great things you're doing to lose this weight. And then I can learn from that. And I was like, crap, that means I'm not talking about me being a Beachbody coach on my Facebook if he has no clue that like I sell these products. So after talking to him, he's not a dad. He actually does not want to have children, but he's really unimpressed with his dad bod, as he put it, and was like, honey, it's time to get rid of these 45 pounds I gained after college. What do I need to do? Let's just go. And literally like that night, I had just got a notification totally by surprise that he went and bought a challenge pack. So super unexpected.
So you know what's so crazy is you think that the world knows that you guys are coaches and they don't. Like to this day, people still don't know I'm a coach. That is why it's super important. I love that you brought that up, is every single day you need to have a call to action on one of your posts. If you're posting once a day on social media, it should have a call to action. Someone said, what's a call to action? Go Google it or ask the team and just be like, what's a call to action? It could be like, message me for more. What are you waiting for? I have 3 to 5 spots left. Get one now. It's just this invitation for someone to reach out to you. But in the last 3 posts that you've made on social media, are they being invited to something? So they should have that action. And you know what's crazy is like we share our journey with our workouts, so we share our journey with our nutrition in this community, but they don't actually know that they can do it too. So make sure that you're just asking that question. One, first and foremost, you all had such insane transformations. I saw so many of yours. I could give you guys all shout outs right now. So all of the people who've liked and commented on your posts, go reach out to them, right? So on your social media, don't put just like random things. Make sure it's purposeful. Your social media is your magazine. Your social media, your presence on social media. You might have had a crappy day, but don't be a crappy person on social media. Like, isn't that the norm and isn't that the average thing that you would see on Facebook anyway? Do the opposite of that. Even if you had a tough day, you can be like, man, I felt like my world got rocked today, but I'm so thankful for this. Or when I have a tough day, this is what I do to fight through it, right? Like share that hope of like how you're going to get through it instead of just complaining. I don't think that you guys really do that. So, which is really powerful, but you create a strong presence because people watch you. They watch you. How many of you listened to Trish Blackwell today? A couple people tagged me and they're like, you were in the podcast. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so then I listened to it today and I was like, sure enough, I was in the podcast today. And I was like, that was crazy. It must have been a post from a long time ago. But in another podcast I was listening to from Trish Blackwell today, she said, it's like popping popcorn. Why do people quit? Because when they're popping popcorn, they stop it at a minute and they only get a couple kernels to pop. But you have to wait the certain amount of time to get the full bag of popcorn, right? I think when people start a business, they expect immediate things, right? Or they're looking at other people's popcorn and being like, well, they already have all their popcorn. I want my popcorn too. Like they're not willing to put in the time and consistency to make sure that it's fully popped. So Brittany, thanks for bringing that up. I love that you got to ring the bell. The dad bod thing made me laugh, even though he's not a dad, but I think a lot of men could relate to that. And that's really a great way of explaining that. Anyone else ring the bell this week on someone that they helped with a challenge pack?
I'll go.
Yay!
Actually, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. You can go. You were talking before me.
I guess like one thing that I learned this week was just like not prejudging like what people are going to say. Like I found myself making excuses for people before I would even ask the question. So this one girl, Emily, she's the one that I went to Ecuador with, and I knew her from MLC and everything. And I was just thinking ahead of time, like, well, she's not going to be able to afford it. She's already thin, like she's pretty thin. Why would she need this? Just a bunch of excuses, like before I even asked her. And so I guess, and then she joined. So it's like, don't do that when like you don't know their story. You don't know what they need until you ask.
Yeah, that's huge. And everyone needs healthy eyes. Regardless if they don't need a weight loss transformation, people need to be healthy. And another thing that's really cool is that Emily can encourage other people one day to do that. Brittany, go ahead.
Okay, so I guess mine was kind of for like, last week or the week before, but funny story. My sister knows that I'm a Beachbody coach, and I've tried to like get her to have like the shakes and stuff, and she doesn't really like the shakes, but I got a message from her like out of the blue, and she's like, all right, Brittany, like hook me up, like I need to get into shape. I met this really hot guy and he's in shape and he goes to the gym and all this. And I was like, all right, I got you, but you have to like follow the plan. I was like, can you do it? She's like, yes. So
I love that you wanted to coach her and not just sell a challenge pack. And that's a big thing with being a coach, you guys, is our job starts as soon as someone buys something. Like it is our job to help them through that. So I love that you asked that question. That's huge. In a podcast I heard today, when life gets hard and times are hard, choose grit. Just choose grit. I thought that was a really cool thing I heard. Whatever your mentor is doing, master that. And Trish Blackwell also said something today where it's kind of like throwing spaghetti on the wall to see what sticks. Not everything is going to stick. What I'm doing may not always work for you, but you could at least try it and see if it works for you, if that makes sense. Instagram stories may not work for you, and it works for me. But going live on Facebook may work better for you, but you got to choose and see what sticks for your business, if that makes sense. But check out your mentors, see what they're doing, and then wash, rinse, repeat. Shout out to a lot of the newer coaches who are doing canned responses, and it's gold. And you know what they're doing? They're just asking the question. They're making sure to share their transformation, their story. They're not sharing Beachbody. They're just sharing them. They're sharing what their struggles are, where they're at, where they're going, all those types of things. And then anyone who likes, comments, whatever, but they're also starting a whole lot of new conversations. Caitlin Green is one of those people. She just sent out a lot of messages yesterday because she's like, I'm just going to up the ante a little bit, right? So yes, that's all I have. I just want to see anything else. I took some notes. We did ring the bell. Yeah. We're going to get started on a really cool activity. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to get a pen and I need you to get a paper. a piece of paper. I need you to log out of Facebook. I need you to put your phone down. I need you to be so present, because sometimes on Zooms, we are like, oh, we got to get all this work done and we got to do it, right? But then what ends up happening is you're distracted and you're not absorbing, and then you're not taking action, and then things are half done. When you can just fully sit there, be present and learn, then take that time to implement tomorrow. Don't implement it right now. Implement it in a little bit. I shared a live video on how to hit Success Club. I went from 0 to 11 in about, less than 24 hours. But I think a big thing that I did is I just upped the ante for myself. Instead of adding 5 people to my network, I would add 20 a day, right? Instead of starting 5 conversations, I would start more. I just started doing more of the work that I was willing to do, and I just did my crap, and I was innovative with that. And then the referrals thing, that's a huge thing. I think a good way to word that is like, hey, we have a few spots left, or be specific. We have 2 spots left. Do you know anyone who'd want to do this with you? That's also a great time to be like, wow, that was really easy for you to say those names. Have you ever considered doing what I do? That's a really great way to invite. Share your struggle with a mentor. Or your success partner. Share where you're struggling. Lean on them, but don't just complain, but take action, right? Be coachable. Do the thing you don't want to do. What is that in your business? Also, look for the holes. Where are you struggling in your business? Is it your self-care? Is it your personal development? Your workouts, whatever that may be. Okay, let's work on this big idea. So I've been doing this with Trina for, I think I did it maybe a week and a half ago. And I knew she was going to be talking about this on the National Wake Up Call. If you didn't hear the National Wake Up Call, she killed it. We have such a freaking cool trailblazer as a leader of she's our like mothership team. You guys, she knows what's up. Like, she is someone you follow. She just is so articulate. She knows what she's doing. She genuinely, like, I never hear anyone on the National Wake Up Call being able to rattle off so many stories of coaches. I understand she probably had notes, but she remembers people's names. She knows their kids' names. She knows their dogs' names. Like, she just knows. And she's so intentional. I am around a lot of leaders in Beachbody, and I've never seen someone quite like that. We are blessed to be on the team that we're on, and I'm so incredibly grateful every single day for that. So this whole big idea thing has really transformed my business. And the reason it's transformed it is because I used to do this, and then I went away from it. So I know that this is really, really going to be helpful and innovative for you. How many of you are still trying to ring the bell by Thursday? Yeah, a lot of you. And you got to make it happen. One, it all starts with belief. Why are you going to push to the very end? Don't throw in the towel right now. That's the easy thing to do. That's what average people do. That's what mediocre people do. You're not that. You are someone who you are going to fight to the very end because you can believe it can be done. I believe that it can be done, but you might have to tweak a few things to get it done. We have a lot of people who've rang the bell in the last few hours and last few days. I've seen a lot newer people on the Success Club board, and that's awesome. Success Club represents a person you are helping. Success Club represents everyone on this Zoom. Success Club is important. It gives them the opportunity to change and transform, just like you're transforming. So that's a huge deal. So you need to know with this big idea, this is probably something that you need to tweak in your business. For me, it was. I used to be really good at this, and then I got away from it. I started being too generic. So I'm going to walk you through it, and we're actually going to have time to really work on our big idea, and then work time. And then after that, we're going to go around and share and give each other ideas that I'm going to give you feedback. So I need you to be completely engaged, completely ready to learn and grow. And this is going to help your business. It's going to help it. At leadership, that's where Trina got the idea. And that's because all of these people who are speaking on stage, they're doing this. Like people who are making 6 figures their first year as a coach, they're doing the big idea. It all starts with your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you in this business? And where do you want to go? I think it was Andy. She had someone say, I don't think you should get paid for helping people. That's an objection she had this week. And she messaged me and she said, what do I say about that? I was like, I got something to say about that. No, I helped her through it. But I was like, that person has a limiting belief on money. She has some kind of fear with money and feels guilty about it, or, has this perception that money's bad, money's evil, right? The love of money over everything is evil, right? You guys, money itself is not evil. It leads to a lot of freedom, a lot of blessings. You can give back. You can do more, be more. You can help your family. Money isn't bad, but this person who gave her that objection has a small mindset with money. Money isn't everything to me. In fact, I don't really care about it, but I love what it helps me. I love that money helps me help other people, but also be less stressed, have more freedom and more time with the people I love. Don't you want that? My number one limiting belief in life is money. It was before Beachbody, right? Can you guys relate to me? Like, is that something that's resonating? That money's not bad, you guys. So in this business, your why, your vision, what is that? Is it one day to not have to do full-time daycare? I heard a coach today missed her son's first steps because she wasn't there, and she just was broken about it today. And I just talked to her through it, and I was like, I love you, I love you, I love you. I hope it's okay. I just shared that. But it's more incentive and more of a motive for her to put everything into this business. She felt robbed. Can you guys think of a way in your life that you've felt robbed from time? Maybe it's not being able to have family dinners yet, or maybe you're rushing all the time, you barely see your spouse. Maybe you've had to tell your kids no to certain things. Maybe you've had to say no to trips with friends. Maybe you weren't able to fly home or do all these things because of money. Have any of you guys experienced that? Yeah, I have. It sucks. Money isn't bad. It's not. So I want you to understand this whole big idea and where you want to go with this business is going to create the most freedom for you, but you have to put the work behind it, and you cannot quit. You have to trust this process. Are you with me? Like, are you in this? Your vision has to be there. I was just speaking. I'm so glad Danny's on. She's amazing. Freaking trailblazer. Always really high in Success Club for Team Rockstar Fit. And I was speaking on our team call yesterday, and I said, every time I had 3 coaches quit in one day, or I was set back, I missed a goal, I always thought about my vision. When I had a miscarriage, I thought about my vision. When life has been like feeling, it's like got my feet wiped with beneath me, right? Like, I saw my vision. I leaned into my pain. I leaned into the struggle, and I didn't give up because my vision is too great. I was talking to Morgan Schaefer, and I said, well, first of all, she had people who said yes and then didn't follow through. Can we all relate to that? How annoying, right? If anyone is watching this YouTube video and you are one of those people, stop being that person. Anyway, but she said, she's like, she's just talking. She's like, my vision's too great. She was talking about, she has some people that aren't supportive. And I was like, well, how are you going to, she's like, my vision, it's just so big. I have my spouse, my husband, Adam, and this team to support me. And I was like, yes, because we're not going to tear down your dreams. We're not going to judge you for your big dreams, but there are a lot of people in your life that are going to tell you to not dream so big. They're going to tell you not to go take crazy leaps in life. I can tell you that and assure you of that and promise you that, because a lot of people in my life have tried to stop me from taking huge leaps that I've taken in this business. This team is not going to do that. They're not going to fail you in that way. They are going to push you, show you what's possible. It all happens to be with this big idea. Let's dream big. Let's freaking go for it, and just know that we're enough. And there's so much success for all of us. Success isn't limited. It's not just for Julianne. It's not just for Cousin It, right? Like, it is straight up success is for anyone who wants it, and there's enough. It's that abundance mindset. So the big idea, your big idea, so you're going to have 4 columns, okay? 4 or rows, whatever. You're going to have the big idea, and then you're going to have posting topics. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. Then you're going to have challenge group ideas. And then you're going to have 3 to 5 reasons for people to join you. So it's going to go with big idea, posting topics, challenge groups, and 3 to 5 reasons for people to join you. The big idea, what is that? Your big idea is, who do you want to help? But don't be generic. And I know that there is a trivia question in Team Rockstar Fit. I know some of you have done this activity with me already, but that's where I need you to step up your game. This is where I need you to get even more specific, add to it, right? And I need you to help out everybody else who's doing this for the first time. So who is it that you want to help? You are going to write maybe 2 to 3 sentences specifically on who you want to help. When you get super specific and narrow, it's going to help increase your business. It's going to help increase your big idea. It's going to really help you out. Here's the deal though. When I get super specific on my big idea, working with the overworked, underpaid, burnt out teacher who's the couch dweller and just wants to escape watching Netflix, drinking beer and Cheez-Its, like that's like, isn't that really like narrow of like specifics? I still had Morgan come to me, Morgan Brill, right? I have people who aren't teachers still come to me and want to work with me and be on this team, but I also have a lot of teachers. Does that make sense? So you getting super narrow is a good thing, but it doesn't eliminate people. I know that that can be a fear, but you don't want to help everyone. You want to help the people that you're excited to help. You want to help the people that that get you. So I told you exactly, and we're going to have work time for this. So, but I want you to get super specific. I talked to that couch dweller. I talked to the person who's underpaid, underappreciated, right? And then your posting topics have to go with this big idea. So your posting topics could be something like this. If a burnt out teacher is talking about couch dwelling, talking about, I gave this idea yesterday, was my workout is shorter than your show. Because my teacher person is telling me they don't have any time, but yet they binge watch a lot of TV. So how I can get to them in a post is, hey, just so you know, like you might have to sacrifice one show, but my workout's shorter than your show. And they're gonna be like, dang it, she's right. I have time, right? I'm going to talk about being underpaid, stuck in life, escaping, exhausted, overworked, busy. Outlet could be coaching, because they feel like in life is they're a teacher and they're no one else. I want to teach them that they can have balance. I want to teach them about that they can make an income on summer vacation and don't have to pick up another job. Self-care over self-sabotage. I'm going to talk to someone who's married to their work, right? That's going to be my posting idea. And again, we're going to have time to work through this. Challenge groups. This is huge. How can you separate yourself from other people? I think I do a really good job of this. I did the marriage retreat, right? I'm even more excited. I want to do like the busy woman boot camp or the busy teacher boot camp. I want to do the big snooze boot camp, the booty boot camp, because she just wants to get her booty looking good, right? I just made that up right now. Energized and present boot camp, the purpose-driven day, press play over Netflix boot camp, ditch the couch and pounds boot camp, couch dweller, like couch to whatever. I will write that down for you, Jess, in a second. And then the 3 to 5 reasons. This is a really cool way of someone saying, hey, I want to join your boot camp. Can I have more information? And you'll be like, yes. And a canned response, you can say, these are the 3 reasons why you should work with me. Like you specifically, Caitlin, this is why you need to work with me. I think that would be huge for your people that are talking to you and reaching out, being like, I know you feel limited on finances right now, but these are the 3 reasons why you need to join me. Mine are to gain a sense of purpose outside of work. Instead of escaping, watching TV, you'll find joy in being present and awake, and not just sitting on the couch. Like you'll actually have more energy. You'll have less stress and more confidence. And then, yeah, those are some ideas. So right now what we're going to do is we are going to spend some time just journaling as many ideas specifically to your big idea. Get as specific as you can. I am so specific with my avatar, but this is what I was doing. I was doing a post of like, hey, busy woman. The teacher is saying, Julianne, you don't get it. I'm way too busy. But I'm like, hey, teacher, you made it. It's the weekend. I know you live for these. Like you deserve it, right? Like that's speaking to the teacher and not everybody else. So I'm going to play some music and then we're going to have some work time for, I would say, about 20 minutes. And then we're going to go around and share, I'd say 15 minutes actually. And then we are going to go around and share. I'm not going to make you go, but especially if you just want to share your big idea, and then I can give you some feedback. This is going to help you with posting. This is going to help you have a plan for your boot camps. You are going to speak to people on a whole nother level. This is going to separate you from everybody else in this business. if that makes sense. All right, I'm going to play some music. Go ahead and start journaling.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already very deep, 6 feet under screams when no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you? 'Cause there's a spark in you, if you just gotta ignite a light and let it shine. Just own the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're fine. Come on, show me and make them go as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're fine. Your word, come let your colors burst and make them go you could leave them all. Oh, you gotta leave them all. You don't have to feel like a waste of space. You're original, cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds after a hurricane comes a rainbow. Maybe a reason why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow, and when it's time you'll know that you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're fine. Your word, come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're fine. Your word, come on, let your colors burst and make them go You could leave them all. So don't let them take your life for granted. You're the only one who needs to rule your world. When life leaves you feeling empty-handed, light it up and show 'em what you're. 'Cause baby, you're fine. Your word, come on, show 'em what you're worth. And make 'em go as you shoot across the sky. And baby, you're fine. Your word, come on, let your colors burst and make them go You're gonna leave them all in I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming. I said I'm back up in this place, and I'm finally at the front of this race, and I ain't going back. I'm gonna break this track. Oh, I'm coming home. I said I'm back up in this place. Oh, I'm coming back home, and I ain't going back. I'm gonna break this track till the world city of my face. Yeah, I've been away for a while. I gave my word when I returned that I come back with a smile. I don't come back at all. The world is storm blows, but I ain't backing off. Everybody claim they want to grow, but they just slacking off. It took a lot of years to put the hood behind me. The best advice I got was that I had to find me. Another day, another challenge. I never thought I'd see the day I'd be rewarded for my coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom waits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. And if you ever call up and you say you fell down, it feels good that I can finally help them all up. I'm doing well now, let's go tear them all up. We ain't gotta split the bill, I told you I got all us. Came a long way from those ghettos on the East Coast. The 7 letter 6 number flying high, who needs coach? I miss my son, I miss my arms, miss my homies, miss my mom, so I'm cooking with the bomb. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom waits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. This one's for all my people in the struggle, unemployed or working double shifts. Take your head and lift it in the air, one fist in the air. Reach for the stars, you're almost there. You can't make it, I've been there. You can't take it, I've been there. Even though all the hope is gone, find something to focus on. You need motivation, that's the reason why we play the song. To let you know you're not out in this world on your own. And the only time you're going back is when you go. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. And let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom waits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? 'Cause I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? 'Cause I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Yo, I could use a wish or a genie or a Tinkerbell to find my never ever land and save me from this hell. Can't go back to that one room shack where the floor met the mattress or door with the latches. Before all the actors, the models and stuff. Before all the clubs, the bottles, the cups. Before we would practice and ignore the sadness. Hold on to our wish even if they think it's madness. What you gon' do when your wish shows up? So many saw their chance and they just froze up. So airplane, don't leave that runway. I got my ticket. And I swear it's one way. Airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. You would pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can somebody take me back in time. When it was nothing but survival on the mind. Working odd jobs just to hustle for a dime. Didn't work considering living the life of crime. Back when I was working clown pies, chicken for my rhymes still kicking. Saving up the cash so that I could take a tripping. On a channel bus 4 hours, still wasn't tripping. Back when I pushed the demo and they simply wouldn't listen. But that all ceased out.
Okay, you can go ahead and start finishing it up before we start sharing in a roundtable. And remember, you can be flexible, but the more specific you get, the better. So even if it's self-love, could it be like self-love for the overworked mom? You know what I mean? Like you can be super specific with like your marketing on that. Today I'm reading Obstacle is the Way. It's a really awesome book. And he was talking about basically, it was talking about like focusing on what you can change versus what you can't change. Does that make sense? Like you can't change who your parents were. You can't change like certain circumstances that have happened in your life. So what if you can focus on what you can change? Like for example, our emotions, our judgments. I made a post about this today. Our creativity, our attitude, our perspective, our desires, our decisions, our determination. This is our playing field, so to speak. Everything there is fair game. And then he was talking about how like we can't change the weather, the economy, circumstances, all those type and all these things. And we can choose to argue, complain, or give up. But those are choices that are more often than not do nothing to get us across the finish line. That's the difference between the people who can accomplish great things and the people who will find it impossible to stay sober. And he was just like comparing it to avoiding drugs and all addictions and things like that. But then focusing exclusively on what is in our power magnifies and enhances our power. But everything of energy directed at things we can't actually influence is wasted, self-indulgent, and self-destructive. So much power, ours and other people's, is frittered away in this manner. And so it's really, really important to see an obstacle as a challenge, to make the best of it anyway. That is also a choice that is up to us. And I just think that in this business, we have so many choices on how we react to things. Like it's really easy to be like, well, it's too hard for me to hit this goal and no one's saying yes, right? Well, you can actually change that mindset and do something about it. So what are you letting your mind manifest into as you are coaching? And that's why this community is huge, to lean on it when you're feeling a struggle, but also to get ideas. And I'm really excited to hear your big idea. And the more specific you can get, the better. And this is going to help you where you're like, I don't know what to post. And then you just post a post and it doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I'm saying? So what I want you to do with this big idea is actually have a game plan with how you're going to speak to your avatar. So we're going to go ahead and go around and share. So if anyone would like to share their big idea, some posting tips and boot camp tips that you have, that would be awesome.
Okay, can I go? Hi. Okay, so this has actually been pretty hard for me. And I think it's because I'm more scared, and I don't know why. But like the more detail that I get into my big idea, you know, I feel like embarrassed about it, or nervous, or worried about people judging me. And so, yeah, totally, Caitlin. And so it's been very hard for me. Like I watched the Zoom with you, Julianne, and then I listened to Trina's, and I have all these notes in my book from Trina's, the phone. I actually like called in while I was at work and listened. So my big idea, you know, I've just been feeling kind of not stuck so much because I'm really good at believing and encouraging and inspiring other people. I just can't, and I posted about that in the Bold and Beautiful team page. I just suck at believing in myself. And so that's one of my big ideas is I would love to reach out to the non-believer because they're everywhere.
That's a post. I'm so good at encouraging other people, but I'm worse at encouraging myself. And what coaching is teaching me is that I'm training myself on how to be a better believer in myself by practicing self-care. And honestly, you guys, like there should be moments where you're trembling hitting the enter button on your computer. Those are the moments that change every aspect of how you lead in this business. Kristen, the fact that you are like, literally your heart is pounding, you're sweating, like you're getting sweaty armpits. You know what? It's less
like I'm
likely.
trying not to cry right now.
Yeah, totally. That's so good. People are less likely to judge you, but it's you who's judging you. You are so caught up, and we can all relate to this. We're so caught up in our own head that we think other people are going to think all these other things and how horrible we are. But guess what ends up happening? First of all, that's a paradigm. First of all, that is totally like our own thoughts getting the best of us, right? But what ends up happening is someone connects to you even more. What happens when you hit enter on that? Someone gets you in your mission and your vision. What happens is someone trusts you even more. What happens is the opposite of what you think is going to happen that's holding you back from doing it. And I love that you're feeling it. And that's what this business creates for us. Isn't it weird calling it a business? Because Kristen, I feel like you are standing up to truth. And sometimes I think that scares a lot of us to admit our faults, to admit our struggles.
I think it's just easier when I haven't written anything down in these. I've just been kind of playing with ideas in my head, over the past few days. And I think it's easier, like you sat down just tonight, and I called in late because I sold my wine bottle refrigerator, but and you're like, oh, so write all this stuff out and we're going to work on this together. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, I did do it. See,
you can do it. So you just need to get your
I had to
avatar.
tell myself, no, you don't want to do it.
Yeah. And there's a difference between actually doing it. And that's what I think happens a lot actually with this business is what you should do, but we don't do it. Like we know we're capable, but you just need a tribe to tell you, like, we're going to love on you even more because you're becoming more real. And that's what, like, you guys hear me say this. I'm not trying to be a highlight reel. I'm trying to just be real. And when you can offer that, I don't think it's just for other people. I think it's for healing for ourselves. When you can lean into who you really are, you start to minimize those freaking enemies we have in our mind, right? Like those little demons, like the stuff, they just start getting minimized. And then what ends up happening is we start to become stronger, more resilient, more powerful in our thoughts and our actions. We start winning because those thoughts are trying so hard to keep you in secret. What do I say? I'm like, I always hid from things, hid behind things, or hid from things. And what are those things you guys are hiding behind? What are those things you're hiding, right? And like, what are you running away from? Those are the things that you need to be more vulnerable with. And I think as coaches, we get this idea in our head that people won't join me if I'm not at this, or people need to think something else in order to join me. I can tell you guys this, no one's going to join you if you're number 56 in the company. No one's going to join you because you're a 5-star elite coach. I'm only speaking this from experience. People join me because of my heart conviction and transparency. And I still struggle with that sometimes. Sometimes I'll catch myself saying something to myself in the mirror, or I'll have something unhealthy and I don't post about it because I'm like, or like something about my workout, right? Where it's like, I try to have, like, how many pictures do you take of yourselves, you guys? Do you take 10? Because you're so embarrassed by the first 3? Maybe the first 3 are the ones you need to post. The one, where it's not filtered, the one that shows a little bit of blemishes. Samantha, I'm dying right now. Your dog is so cute. I can't even, it is like, yes, I get you. Dog mom, hashtag dog mom. I got you. Kristen, thanks for being vulnerable. We're going to work through that. I'm going to move on to someone else, but I think that this is a good starting point for you. The fact that you just spoke up and shared that this is hard for you, one, resonates with, how many of other people who agree with her, or that you have a similar struggle? Look, not alone, but in your head, you make yourself a lonely island, but what you're doing is you're trumping that, saying, hell no, I'm not going to be a lonely island. I'm going to lean into this freaking community that's going to show me that being me is enough and that people are going to love me because I'm being me. That's the best way you can love yourself, and that's the best way you can love other people, is when you are standing in your freaking truth, sister. And tonight, I feel like that was a huge breakthrough. So I love that. Anyone else with your big idea?
I can go.
Yay.
My name's Lisa, by the
I
way.
cannot believe you changed your Zoom ID name. That is like, I wish we could do 2 minutes. That's so funny.
That was all but like 2 minutes of preparation. Okay, so as I'm like writing this all out, I'm realizing that I already had my big idea. I just didn't like, I don't know, haven't visited it. So in my cover page, I talk about like going from being shy to being fearlessly authentic. So my big idea, I like wrote it in really big letters, being fearlessly authentic. And basically everything that I wrote down like trails back to that, about being like catering to like burnt out nurses who care for everybody else. We get the brunt of everything. And I don't know if that's just because I had a really bad day today, but we get it from the doctors, we get it from the families, we get it from everybody, but we don't get to give to ourselves. Also, like finding like a passion for life. And really, I used to be very skeptical of like friendships. It took me a long time to trust people because I'm so like socially awkward and shy. So catering to those people and just being comfortable in my own skin. So it basically all goes back to being fearlessly authentic. And then some of the groups, I already did like a laugh out loud group, but adding like a confidence one or like breaking out of your shell kind of group. And then a lot of people on our team are like athletes. I'm really like that non-athlete. So doing like a bench warmer group, because that was me. Like I was
love that. Like the bench warmer boot camp, like the people who are so afraid of working out.
Well, I never thought of myself as an athlete. Now, like I went to the doctor a couple months ago and she's like, you look like a runner. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yep, I am. Not really, no. But I was in softball. I was the catcher. I would sit on the bench. I was in volleyball. Never was the starter. Loved the team aspect of it and loved feeling included. But I never considered myself an athlete, so that's how I can kind of weave in like
that is such a breakthrough. I've never heard you talk like that before, and I'm even thinking like doing the introvert boot camp. You know, like the quiet girl boot camp, like the people who, you know how cool that would be. Such a cool coaching opportunity too, like in that group for the quiet girl boot camp where they start finding their voice. I feel like with coaching, Lisa, you're starting to find your voice as more of a shy and quiet person. Like you're starting to realize that you can leverage that, and that's your story.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even believe you just spoke up about that right now. Like, can we do some like snaps on that? Like that is so brave and beautiful, sister.
I'm so proud.
I know. I was like, okay, Morgan Brill's coaches, like they're just going left and right. Lisa, we're gonna keep moving on, but I love it. Like I love it, love it. Morgan, do you want to go since you unmuted yourself?
I can. I think I've done a pretty good job about speaking to my avatar, but my avatar now recently has changed and I haven't revisited it. So my first big idea was the newly pregnant mom insecure with body changes. Because for those of you that know me, my journey over the last 3 years has been confidence, self-love, and actually weight gain. And now I'm gaining weight. That's not necessarily in my control. I had to break up with the scale. Now I'm in a new relationship with it because I have to go to the doctor all the time. I've been so proud with how my clothes were fitting and my body was looking, and I actually weighed more because of muscle. And now I'm losing some of that because I can't lift weights as much and I'm tired. And so just all sorts of new pregnancy struggles. And pregnancy also is so great. It's different for every single person, how it affects your body, how it affects your mind, how you're sick or not sick. And I'm not good with gray area. Like, give me black and white. I don't like gray. So I've been really struggling mentally with the transition into almost like my new body, I guess. So my posting topics were body changes and mentally overcoming negative self-talk with seeing a different me in the mirror. Even though I'm not different, my body's just different. And struggling with wanting black and white in a process that's so gray, and embracing new journeys while honoring your past. Because I have come so far, but I can't let what I had in my past control how I feel about my present.
Oh, that makes me so proud. What a huge breakthrough.
Yeah.
And your hair is just cracking me up.
It's too much. I can't even look at it anymore. I'm about to take it out. But I figure we'll take a picture, so I probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
and then a challenge group from it, definitely for pregnant mamas or maybe postpartum moms that struggle. And then a confidence club or something like that.
I love Confidence Club. Do you guys hear that? So it doesn't have to be boot camp, challenge group. Like, I have the marriage retreat, and that's what it's called. But Confidence Club, that's all her challenge group needs to be called. That's different. I haven't heard of that on social media, Morgan. I haven't heard a challenge group with that, like the last name. You get what I'm saying? With the club, like, that's so cool. Like, people want to be a part of a club, right? Like, I love that. What an innovative way to share your story and your journey. I think that that's a really cool way of connecting with women in this journey now. That's amazing. Anyone else want to share their big idea? Thanks for your bravery, vulnerability, and just soaking it in and giving people the time to share their heart.
I'll go. Can you hear me?
Heck yeah. Nice hair. It looks nice.
Come on, you know me better than that. You know there's no way. Like, you should have never doubted. So actually, yeah, I heard Trina speak about this when we were at the Diamond Retreat. And so I've been thinking about this for a while, and I'm actually pairing with Nikki Kerrigan, who's on Team Rockstar Fit, because we're running a group kind of centered around 80-day obsession, but really who we're looking to work with is people that already love fitness. So maybe former athlete that's gotten out of it, or somebody that's already a big gym goer, just people who generally like fitness, either are like currently in like doing fitness and maybe they're not getting the results they want because of the nutrition aspect, or maybe they are getting great results and they want to, like, they have no idea they can make money doing fitness, that they can make it into a business. We're looking for like moms. We're actually calling the group Rock Solid Moms is the name of the group. And so if you know Nikki, she is 41, I'm 32, and we both have been in shape like forever. And we both have kids, and just debunking like that myth that when you have kids, like your body goes to hell, because that's not the case if you put in the effort. But I'm also, things I've written down. Hey, Brayden, can you shut the door for a second? Oh, good night. But I also wrote down a couple of other ideas for maybe some upcoming groups and I think this is more like talking to people about coaching, not necessarily a challenge group, but people that have a lot of student loans. So like, I was at work the other day, and every single therapist went around and was telling their student loan story. I did a post about this the other day. And every single therapist is like, yeah, I have 6 figures in debt. Every single one. It was crazy. So just talking about that and in healthcare, and that being like a really common thing, or lack of flexibility with work. Because that's something that I felt I had, especially with kids. Like, when you have kids, you want flexibility with work, but that doesn't always exist. Or just the living paycheck to paycheck, like going on vacation and then taking 5 months to pay off that vacation, or like it's Christmas time and you put stuff on credit card and then you take like 2 months to pay it off, like that kind of thing. I think those are stuff that would speak to me. Or like going back to like the people in fitness, like maybe it sounds kind of cliche, and maybe I think I get in my own head like that this isn't really like sound like our team. It sounds more like something that like, the Bombshell Dynasty or something would do. But personally, I am already thinking I have a beach vacation in April and I like to look hot in my bikini. So I like to talk to somebody like that. But I think I get in my own head that that's like not Team Happy and Fit, but I'm like, that's me. Who cares?
I don't think we have to be a part of a brand because Team Happy and Fit is filled with totally different people.
Yeah.
And I think we all get in our heads.
Yeah, we do. We all get in our heads. Like for me, and I haven't really like told anybody this except for Julianne and I know Morgan and Mariah know this, but like I'm contemplating doing like a bikini competition. And I go back and forth on whether I really want to do that. But it's honestly because I need to see what else I can do with my body. Like this is easy for me, the fitness and nutrition stuff. I'm not challenged anymore. It's losing its like luster, if that makes sense, because I'm just like, like when I set out to do 80-day obsession, there's no question of whether I'll complete it. There's no question that I won't miss a day. Like it's already known. So what am I going to do that's going to challenge me so that I'm not getting bored?
And I think that's upping the ante for yourself. We are short on time. But I think the biggest thing, you guys, is like, you are constantly evolving and changing, and just share your story. Like your story matters, and it's empowering and it's wonderful. And the thing is, you need to understand, sorry, I'm petting Wyatt. That's why I like keep moving forward and backwards. I didn't even realize I was doing it until I was like, oh yeah, that's weird. But anyway, where this isn't about leaving your full-time job, like that it isn't about that, but like you need to understand like what kind of flexibility do you want in the future possibly, or like what can this create for you? And that's what you have to stand behind, because otherwise you're not going to do that invite. You guys, this business is built off of Success Club and 500 PV and Emerald. You need to freaking go Emerald. Well, how do I do it? Just make it happen. Like it was like Eric, and like I just asked a question. You need to go Emerald. I'm not just saying that for like a rank purpose. I'm just saying it in a logistical, business-minded way. Emerald 500 PV, that's about 6 people on Shakeology, including yourself. You are not just changing lives, but you're also changing your future by showing up and asking the question. So if this is I'm assuming you're on this call because it's like longevity of like, yes, you're making a difference, but like, what's that vision that you have? It all starts with that. Does that make sense? Of doing that over and over, wash, rinse, repeat, Success Club, going Emerald again, right? All those types of things. I'm here for you. Sarah's here for you. Let's end the recording.